Hi everybody, welcome to Sunya IAS. Sunya IAS is delighted to announce the launch of Environment Prelims Crash Course for 2024. And I'll tell you what are the course deliverables. Now, ever since the merger of Indian Forest Services, we are seeing a consistent trend of around 15 to 16 questions asked every year in the prelims, and this can even go up to 18 questions, right? Now that requires that if we are able to get very good marks in these sections or have a high accuracy, we have a great chance of clearing the prelims. Now, the syllabus for the prelims seems very simple on paper. Principles of ecology, biodiversity and climate change, which do not require a subject specialization. Now, if you have already given the prelims or if you have seen the paper, you know that a lot of questions are asked in a lot of depth. Secondly, there is also an integration of parts of geography when I talk about protected areas. When I talk about pollution, there is also an integration with science and tech and also environment in itself. And specifically, you're also competing with the students for Indian Forest Services. That is why we see a lot of depth and diversity in the questions of environment, right? And to understand this depth, we must also understand the changing pattern of UPSC prelims, specifically with respect to environment. Now, if you see, the species are asked not just their distribution, but also their unique behaviors, if there are any. Then, the combination of environment and geography in terms of protected areas, some important, let's say, distribution about it, they are also getting asked, right? Similarly, let's say, in-depth reading of legislations, be it the Forest Rights Act, Wildlife Protection Act, is the consistent theme that you see. And for all these things, a lot of students do struggle. Where is the right source? And even if you have a source, how to understand it? And then finally, how to apply it, right? Wildlife Protection Act again has been a constant feature, although the detailing of that has increased. For example, we have seen questions on, for example, community reserve this year in a lot of detail, which require a more in-depth focus. Similarly, organizations like IUCN, UNEP consistently feature, but now they are even asking you some micro specific groups or let's say details about them. Similarly, fungus, mushrooms, microorganisms, more in-depth properties, all right? Or perhaps species active during the night, nocturnal, day, what they eat, graminivorous, omnivorous, carnivore, so on and so forth. And different communication strategies. For example, waggle dance is by honeybees. Other species use different ways to communicate. So if you notice, a lot of micro things being asked. Similarly, HFCs, you read that about in ozone depletion, in greenhouse gases. So more in depth and what are the sources being used, right? So there are a lot of themes within environment. And again, for some of the questions, they're asking you in more depth, a lot of current applied questions as well, right? And specifically with only one, only two, it becomes more challenging to answer as an aspirant, right? Again, if you see the organism based questions, it is not just planktons, it is beyond foraminifera, bacteria, copepods, right? So this changing nature of exam brings both challenges and opportunities. Challenge in terms of you should be knowing exactly, otherwise you will make mistakes or you would not be able to attempt, right? Second, species institutions require a holistic approach, which means we also have to go beyond, we also have to look into the diets, adaptations, how they are behaving, not just where they are found. There has to be some amendment and course correction even at the part of the students and also through us, right? So where this is where this course is going to help you. What we have done to put all the things at one place, whatever journals, be it down to earth, be it PIB, all the important sources condensed in a proper, revisable and digestible form. This is what the crash course aims to do. It's a crash course. So it has to be both concise as well as comprehensive so that you are able to target the right set of questions. And it should also be revision friendly, right? So you should be able to revise it one by one. The more you revise, the more confident you are and the higher is your accuracy, correct? And lastly, The current affairs should be integrated so that you do not feel left out, that okay, I've done this but I'm not, let's say, feeling confident in this case. And when I say current affairs, I mean a larger set, not just the immediate months, but also contemporary affairs. So when I do, let's say, corals, mangroves, climate change, I would cover a range of topics so that you get a good detailed understanding, right? So many of you who are feeling lost, especially with environment, there are many things to do. This would be a one-stop solution for you, a good return of both time and your investment. Now I'll just take a couple of doubts which we usually get. For beginners, is it advisable? So yes, right from the very first lecture where I tell you the principles of ecology to climate change or even advanced concepts, we will be doing one step at a time. So you would not feel left out. If you had been a student of mine in the previous years in this crash course, should you do it? So now the lectures have been revamped as per the demands of 2024, changing patterns of species. So a lot of comprehensive detailing on species, institutions and climate change, carbon markets has been incorporated. Okay, so you will get a lot of value addition. And yes, there will be some components which will overlap, but then that will be a good quick revision for you. Similarly, you will also get access to the notes. Current affairs, I've already told you, has been integrated here, right? How to analyze PYQs, how to learn from them, all of that is incorporated. Why? Because every topic, every subtopic is followed by proper previous question discussion, right? So then you will learn to analyze, and then I also discuss with you emerging and more probable themes. And after every topic, we also have a quick recap of whatever we have done. So again, this forces you to recall, this forces you to have a good attention and both retention, right? Again, if you have still more doubts, you can see the demo class, which is, I think, would very shortly be uploaded. And then, of course, the inquiries related to the course, start date, etc., you can find in the comment section or as in the description. You can visit the site to know more about it, or perhaps the other Telegram and other customer, let's say, care handles, right? So here with this, I hope I've been able to tell you that through this, you will get a proper revision friendly, a proper comprehensive course which caters to the changing demands of the exam. Okay. So I hope you'll make the best use of it. I look forward to seeing you in my classes. Thank you.